All right, what's up, everybody? Look, there's something happening right now that I absolutely need you to see. We have no time to waste. Let's get straight into it. So, looking at Bitcoin here, I've been watching very closely what's been happening on the hourly charts ever since the end of February, right? I've been paying very close attention because I was getting some warning signs that Bitcoin itself might be looking to put in what many consider to be a head and shoulders pattern. Now, if you don't know what a head and shoulders pattern is, it basically is a bearish pattern that implies that the top of some micro or macro cycle has been placed, and we might see some type of more grand pullback to the downside rather soon. And generally speaking, what it'll look like is, of course, something along these lines. You'll have a left shoulder, you have a higher high into a head, and you have a right shoulder. And generally speaking, this line, which they do oftentimes call the neckline, is placed around the same area of support. And if you look at what's happening with Bitcoin's price right now, if you draw in this support up to this line, down to support, up to the top, down to support, up to the top, then where we are right now, we are very close to putting one in. Now, historically speaking, these are not 100% guaranteed death sentences that the price is going to immediately collapse. That is not true. But what is true is that historically speaking, when these do happen on a macro sense, like we are seeing right now, they do have a very high percentage chance of being enacted and forcing the price towards the downside. And so what I want you to watch for incredibly closely over the next 24 hours, while we are seeing Bitcoin's price approaching this neckline around $61,000, is whether or not it's going to be able to hold above that level. At any given point, while Bitcoin's price is above 61,000, we are clear, we are good. In my opinion, at any point, we could look for a strong continuation to the upside. But if the scenario happens in which we do see Bitcoin's price fall below $61,000, there may be one small stop right here, right around $59,334. But realistically, the door is now open for the move to the downside. Now, generally speaking, the way in which you gauge the breakout target of a structure like this is by taking the distance from the head all the way down to the neckline, down here. This distance being applied to the bottom of the neckline will give you your rough breakout target, or where you can expect the price to go. And in this situation and circumstance, if we see a full breakdown of this head and shoulders pattern, we would be looking at Bitcoin's price venturing right back towards $50,000, which is a massive psychological level, and definitely a level that I would say is on the table, because that's the next point of liquidity. Guys, look at this, right? You can see it yourself. Right here, there's not much liquidity. Okay, we don't start finding liquidity until this, $53,000 to $50,000 level. So just like we went straight up through this zone, we could easily go straight down through this zone, putting Bitcoin's price towards the low 50,000s. Okay, I'm not saying that's for sure going to happen. I'm just issuing a cautionary tale right now that it's on the table, and this could easily be a card that gets pulled rather soon here, and you need to be ready for it. And so at this given point, what I'm saying is that watch Bitcoin's price closely. While we're above 61K, we're good. If we lose 61K, if 59.3K doesn't hold, we easily could see Bitcoin's price pulling down anywhere from another 10 to 15 to 20% to the downside, likely dragging altcoins down anywhere from 20 to even upwards of 30% based off of what we have seen historically. Now, I personally don't want to say this in a bad way, but there is a little bit of a piece of me that hopes this happens. Now, the reason being is because this market rallied, it rallied hard, and it rallied fast. And realistically, in my opinion, seeing these cool downs, seeing these moments and times where we just kind of relax a little bit, historically allow us to continue that move to the upside. When we go too far too fast, there's many a time where we will just crash all the way back down and end this market prematurely, and I don't want to see that happen. And so personally speaking, I kind of do deep down hope, look, we still got 30, 40 days before the halving. Let's cool down a bit. Let's pull back a little bit. Let's let this market relax a bit to pick up some more momentum into that halving and to gain some traction as the news and stuff does start to come out. And so with that in mind, if this is the case and we do see Bitcoin's price collapsing, pulling the market down, yeah, I am going to start buying like a madman. You guys know HG Algo itself was going off like crazy last time we approached $61,000, and the market did actually make a nice pull. This is the 4-hour charts, and you can see Bitcoin's price rallied 11 to 10% off of this HG Algo flash. You guys know HG Algo is the indicator that me and my company designed to basically just send me alerts when it's time to buy Bitcoin or Solana based off of my strategy. You can actually use the indicator down in the description down below if you do want to check it out yourself, but it's what I base all of my dollar cost average on at this point because I know it works, and we made it. It took us damn near a year to make it, so I know it works. And so knowing that this is a good time to DCA, and knowing that this level has been one historically, anytime we go below this level from now on, I'm going to be buying. So if we do lose 61 61,000, I'm not panicking. I'm not going to be worried. I'm just going to start dollar cost averaging in and buying like a madman, expecting that price to cool down and eventually make another run for the upside and get some beautiful entries on this pullback. So I will continue to update you if this does play out. Again, I'm not guaranteeing it will. I'm not saying it for sure will. I'm just saying you need to be aware of it and watch what happens at $61,000 extremely closely. So I will continue to keep you updated with not only just Bitcoin, but Solana and meme coins and everything going on in this market. And all I ask of you is that you press subscribe and like on the channel so that more people do see this video. But overall, that's going to be about it for today's one, and I can't wait to see you all next time. Peace out, everybody.